StreamYard's parent company is called Bending Spoons. That's funny. That's very funny. I think I fucked up. I think I messed up. Instagram. All right. All right. Did that do anything? It did do something. Okay, cool. Now it's working as intended. Yeah. Let's talk marketing. Let's talk money. Let's talk ads, offers, checkbooks, bank transfers, wires, bitcoins, whichever way under the sun you want to spend money or make it. That's what we're talking about today. I've had a client do 35K, 50K, 70K so far this week. And the client do 70K or the tracking this month. I did 75 in December. January's looking a little bit worse, but it's fine. Margins are there. I'm bringing on a VP of fulfillment. And we signed a client earlier today. Probably going to sign a client tomorrow. Shit is just rocking and rolling. And yeah, we're getting there. We got Abdullah, what's going on? We got Jared. When Jeff summons, I show up. Value too good. I appreciate it. We got the Meraki movement. I think that's right. He's saying I changed my IG. Let's take a look. Let's see what is up. I'm looking. All right, you want a review? Merkai, you want me to look at your stuff and tell you what to fix and all that so it actually does what we want it to do? Yeah, I know the challenge here. Yeah, I mean, if you want me to I don't know, tell you what to fix and all that. All right, Merkai says yes. Let's do it. Share screen. All right, this is Merkai movement. Here we go. All right, so let's take a look. We'll start from the top, Brian Mark style. You know, these are those videos where it's like, this is right, this is wrong, all that jazz, right? Let's do it. So we're gonna start here, right? I work with high achievers who've lost self-respect. Build your physique in 6 months, rebuild your identity, apply if you're ready to act. Okay, I don't think this is communicating what you want it to communicate. And as somebody in the copy game, in the headline game, and in the wordsmithing game, 1 or 2 words difference will place your stuff wildly differently and have a wild different reaction. So for example, if I said I work with women who've lost self-respect, can you imagine what that woman would look like, right? If I say I work with men who've lost self-respect, I can imagine in my head what that avatar would look like what that human being would be. It's probably not great, right? It's probably not the kind of person that would happily be dropping $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 to achieve their goal. They are in a lot of pain, But that's the problem with pain, right? And so that's the problem with self-respect. So I'm going to do a stupid little chart that's going to properly communicate what I'm trying to say here. And this falls in line with people that do like, are you sick and tired? That question came up not too long ago. Like those types of things. So we have this person with a human being. And right now, this human being's life sucks ass, right? Everything about them is just like frustrating. They're really not in a great spot. They have lost self-respect, and that usually means they have lost a bunch of other stuff, right? So this person is sick and tired. This person has lost self-respect. This person is, are you frustrated? Right? This kind of stuff. You know, like cult building 101. That is this person. Like everything about this is like, I hate everything and I want to move away, right? This person's in a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of sick and tired. You know, they're putting the 4 letters in the word pain. When you're in pain, Merkai, does your brain say, I need to get away from the pain? Or does your brain say, I need to move towards pleasure? Right? If you are in pain, let's do this. If a human being in pain, do they say, I want to move away from pain? Or do they say, I want to move to my goal? What's up, Frankie? How you doing? Which one is it? Which one do you think it is? And answer in a way that makes sense given your background and your expertise. It'll help fill in what's going right and what's going on wrongly in your marketing, in your IG, in your comms and communication, how you approach all this, right? So again, if you are a human being, or if you take any human being, they're in pain, they're sick and tired, they've lost self-respect, they're frustrated, you know, they gotta like, everything sucks, right? Are they saying, I want to move away from pain? Or are they saying, I want to move towards my goal? Which one do you think they're saying? Still have 2 pills to go. Welcome to your 40s, fuckers. Got like 10 pill bottles over here, trying to keep my youth. So which one is it? Merkai says, away from pain. For the most part, that's all they can think about. They can't even think about pleasure. They can't even think about the goal. Merkai, I agree 100%. I believe you have fucking nailed it. Human beings that are in pain will only think about this. That's it. They will move away from pain. Here's the weird, funny part about pain, right? It's not movement in a direction. Moving away from pain is in any possible direction. They are moving anywhere possible as long as it ain't here. This is the pain, and they're just going to move away from it, which again is in any possible direction. And this could be at any speed, it could be any time, it could be for any length of distance. But as long as they're moving away from pain, that's what we're going for. So that's what happens when you're talking to a client, a customer, a buyer, a lead. When you start with sick and tired, are you sick and tired of your knee hurting? I am. Sick and tired of life sucking? I am. Sick and tired of frustration? I am. Are you sick and tired of the fact that you have lost self-respect for yourself? I am. That person will move in any direction. Any direction at all. Merkai, tell me this. Which one of these directions points towards your program? Again, Merkai, or anybody watching, which one of these points towards your program. I'll put it a little question mark here. Let me do this. Oops. Here's the question. Which one points towards your program? Remember, they're moving in any direction possible. Any direction at all to move away from pain. Which one is towards your program? Merkai says, one, if I can communicate, most times none. Here's what's interesting, Merkai. And for everybody watching this, it talks about, are you sick and tired? Are you frustrated? Right? It's anywhere. They're moving anywhere. Anywhere as long as it's away from the pain. And there's only one that points towards your program. That's why you get on the phone and they're like, well, I was thinking about doing all these other things as well. Because they're looking at all these other options. Only one of them happens to be your program. All the other ones are just fucking different ideas. Right? So for you, Merkai, you only really see this. You're a human being that is sick and tired, that has lost like self-respect, right? They're doing anything to regain it. And you just so happen to be having this one right here. That's the problem with sick and tired, pain, self-respect, people who have lost. They'll do anything, and it just so happens one of them is your program, which is why you end up having these like long durations of sales calls. They're like, I got to convince this guy that going to the gym is the right way to build self-respect. What the fuck, man? Like, I spent 4 hours with a dude that's got no money, no time, no effort, no energy, and he had to put all of his money together, and now all of his success is on me. That's what happens when you talk to these people. So when you're talking to these people right here, you end up talking with somebody who's looking at all paths all at the same time. You actually don't want that. That's going to muck up your back end. It'll probably work pretty well for your marketing KPIs, but not for your program as it is as a whole. It's going to be pretty dang frustrating if you're talking to somebody that's looking at all the stuff all the time. You don't want that. You want a human being come on. You want a human being that's already moving towards their goal. This person's a lot easier to work with. This person is not a boulder that you got to push. This person does not require force. They already have momentum. They just require guidance. That's the difference between boats and boulders, and why I commonly say I don't work with fucking boulders anymore, bro. This person is a boulder. I work with boats. People are moving. They just need some fucking guidance, right? So you want this person. You don't want this person who's like, oh, I've lost my self-respect and I really know. You want a person who's already committed and making progress. This is the right buyer. They tend to pay more, deliver faster results, refer you out. It's amazing, right? It's kind of like Harvard only appeals to the intellectuals types. People are already smart. People are already going somewhere. Community colleges stereotypically have to put a lot of effort into like college counseling because they're like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm 19, I have too many options, so I'm proposing that I should just be paralyzed and take a gap year. Harvard people don't do this shit. They're already on the way. That's what you want. You want these people. You want this guy or that gal that's already moving there. They're just moving there faster. So instead of working with high achievers who have lost self-respect, you're going to work with high achievers who want blank. You're going to work with high achievers who want blank. The guy or the gal that is already moving, already successful, already moving towards their goal. That person's a pleasure to work with. Oh my God, you just got to go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. I'm just going to put a little fire in it. It's going to be fucking great. It's going to be amazing. can be wonderful, right? So going back to the Harvard example, this is what Harvard goes for. We only talk to people that are already moving towards a goal, and all I got to do is like a little bit. They're already motivated. They're already successful. They're already making progress. Have a great fucking time, right? This person is very easy to get results for and get results with. They're already willing to invest. They have already got runway, momentum. They have had success, right? So if we're talking to somebody who is a high achiever, that's a belief sentence, right? Who already wants and wants more of, this is what we should be talking to. So that's a difference, right? So right now, this sentence right here is somebody that is right here. I don't want that person. They're going a million fucking different directions. Go work with somebody else. Okay. Go read a Tony Robbins book. All right. Go do ayahuasca for a little bit. Do a mushroom trip. Go discover yourself. Take a gap year. Okay. Don't fucking talk to me, bro. I can't help you. I'm not a psychologist. I only do one thing very, very well, which is this thing. This particular venue in this vehicle. In the marketing game, this is biz op. This is biz improvement. Right. So again, in your case, working with high achievers who love self-respect, you're going to be in this bucket. It's going to suck ass. If you want to be in this bucket, it's got to be high achievers who want more blank, right? I work with high achievers who want a six-pack. Oh, hey, that's easy. You're a high achiever, huh? Where do you work? Oh, you work at Goldman Sachs. Okay, all right. You're there putting 18-hour days. Tell me, what makes you think that you can spend 30 to 40 minutes a day working with me to get you the six-pack? Now they're interviewing you, or you're interviewing them, and like they're on the back of, they're like, oh shit, man, like I don't know, man, I've already got this like 12-hour a day job, and I'm really committed, and now like I've got like I got a bunch of money, I just need like guidance. I'm already doing the workouts. It's just not really hitting the way I want it to. Oh, that's what we want to talk about, right? So this, right, is a core challenge. This is much better. So for example, and you nailed it right on the head, I work with high achievers who want the dream body. Okay. We're getting there, right? So you kind of understand what I'm putting down here, right? The problem with working with losers is that they're fucking losers. You want to work with winners. Winners are so much better to work with, right? So I think you're directionally correct, right? Again, this is an avatar conversation. I'll do a sit down for like an hour, hour and a half. Somebody just bought $1,000 a sit down. We're going to do like a 15-page customer avatar. Because if you get that right, it's like you figure out the person who wants to go here. Like it's a lot easier to be successful. Like again, it's like shooting a gun. And, you can shoot in any direction. You'll miss 90% of the time. You fucking nail that avatar, and you're directionally correct, right? And as long as you're directionally correct, you can keep fucking firing, fucking nail that shit. But if you shoot in any direction, you're always going to miss, right? So that's called the avatar, right? So again, that's what we're going for. We're going for a better avatar, directionally correct. This is the kind of stuff that really separates people who are structurally successful over the course of their career and people that are like stuck and like, I don't know, I've always tried this thing, it's never fucking worked, blah, blah, blah. So again, all you got to do is change the person you appeal to. You work with the high achievers who want the dream body, who want the six-pack, who want the blank. We're having a good time real fucking quick, right? So that's me really expanding on this line right here. This line right here, I believe is better off having some type of qualification, some proof or something like that. Something like, damn, like he really knows what the fuck he's doing type feeling. And some people do 1,000 articles written in of course, the career, 10 years in the industry, 1,000 customers served, 10 million pounds lost, number of dollars made, gained, hired, and fired, some type of qualification, right? And so for me, my qualification is right here. I got my MBA, I worked at Intel, I worked at Ericsson, Lean Six Sigma in Chicago. We're good, right? So you should have some version of that. A lot of people view it as like education. Not necessarily true. It does not have to be education. It can be anything that makes them say, damn, he knows what he's fucking doing. And that could be you writing a book, right? It can be a number of hours of content created or people served or pounds lost or something like that. But this really should be qualification right here. Next up, by the way, is a call to action. Your call to action is apply if you're ready to act. What I have found is that when I have people schedule, they go to the link and then they're off my Instagram, which has all my best stuff, and they're going here. They're figuring it out. I don't know. Just like as a direction, I don't know if that's what we want to do, right? I would much rather have them keep, indoctrinating themselves and watching all this stuff, right? I'd much rather keep it on Instagram, right? And what I found is that when people schedule a calendar link, all of a sudden it's like on me to follow up with them, right? But if they interact with me on Instagram, my stuff tends to pop up. I can do retargeting pretty well, and I get them back in the fold. You know what I mean? So I found stereotypically that if I do a call to action, which is, message me, DM me, get blank, that's the stuff, right? If I were to do an application, some people do, but it is a sales call, right? So immediately we're telling them, don't worry, you're not going to buy anything. I don't know, right? Not sure. So this is a call to decide whether or not we're a fit, but only book if you're honest and decisive, but I'm not really sure because I want to talk with somebody, see if I'm a good fit, but I'm not decisive about it. So it kind of falls apart pretty quickly. And if we go through here, I know what you're trying to do here, but again, these questions are trying to fix a shot in the wrong direction, right? So I would much rather have them DM me, right? Look at that. DM me if you got the guts. Let's boogie, right? And then they can just stay on there and keep like indoctrinating themselves on a landing page filled with my best work. Amazing. Wonderful, right? Like, isn't that what we want? You see what I mean? Right? So again, that's what we're trying to figure out here. Number one is the avatar, not 100%. Number two is that what we're saying doesn't appeal to people that we want to work with. And then we're taking them off my best work to go somewhere else. I don't want that shit. Right? And the last line here is a long form video where they get an earful of what it's like to listen to me yell. Right here. They get an hour of me being a total dickhead on the internet and filming this at like 6 o'clock on a Friday. I'm like, I think I'm 2 Celsius in or something like that. I forget what I'm drinking. Is that a Red Bull? I don't fucking know. And I'm reviewing something, right? In fact, I am doing a live where I'm discussing something just like I am now, right? So they get an hour straight of me talking about a bunch of stuff, which is like a preview of what it's like to be studying under Professor Jeffrey. This is amazing because if they are getting 30 minutes of me, they're going to start paying real quick. Unlike here. So you can see the difference. One side, qualification. One side, the avatar. One side, I've got my branded thing. Oh, we didn't even talk about that line, right? And then we got an hour straight. If you want to get in the Jeff show, you know exactly what the fuck to do. The first line, which I totally forgot to mention until now, is your branded program, right? So here, I finally see the body intelligence engine for the first time. We didn't talk about it at all. Not seen anything about the body intelligence engine, right? And I have not seen your good work. I know you're going to argue with me and say, but it's here. I'm like, I know. But Elon Musk has like Elon Musk is at Tesla, at SpaceX. So I'm going to do Jeff Miller at Capital Attention. And what do you think this is right here? Now, what looks more impressive? Scrolling all the way down, right? Like, what is, holy shit, like, what the fuck? My God, man, like, it never fucking stops. This is insane. What looks more impressive, this or results? And I know I'm not clicking on it, okay? Because most people don't click on it. But you see what I'm trying to say, right? Like, what looks more impressive? What I just did or going through here, right? You could argue it either way, but what I have found is that most people are more impressed with this than they are with this. It goes either way, right? The rest of the lines are pretty absolute, right? So again, you asked for it. I'm trying to be as clear, obvious, and upfront. I'm trying to communicate in a way that's like coming through the internet because I know what you're doing. You're only watching a little bit of this. So I got to like fight out everything else is going on, right? That's just the top line, right? If you don't got it, you can build it. It'll take 1 or 2 hours, right? Here's the next thing. Maybe we're not ready for it. Let's take a pause, right? I think we should pause for a bit. Let's go back over here. Let me do a sense check before I talk about the next thing, right? Tell me if what I'm saying makes sense, your thoughts, feelings, and ideas, whether you are Merkai or not, right? Does this directionally make sense? Is this kosher? Are you going, damn, wow, yeah, that I get it? Or is it like, I've never thought of this before? Like, what are your thoughts, feelings, and ideas on all this jazz? Let me know if it's the good, bad, or the ugly. John says, you beat into me the real good, Jeff. Okay, I avoid sick and tired language. Correct, man. It's going to be different. I've got a hardscaping guy in my program now. He's like, Jeff, should I say, are you a homeowner frustrated with your front yard? And I go, fuck you. No, don't say that. Because me being frustrated with my front yard could be anything. I'm so pissed off that my water keeps flooding and I'm frustrated because the neighbors don't have blank. And I've always wanted gypsy bear birds coming into my yard. The fuck does that mean, bro? Talk about hardscaping, please and thank you. If you're going to do an ad, an ad should be, hey, you've always wondered how much your house would appreciate if you had proper hardscaping. Great. Take the survey. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. We got a guy saying, another dude who's got nothing to lose saying, hey, Jeff, pitch. Not going to happen, Hamid. Good luck. Merkai. Okay, cool. It makes sense. You're in my business. It never occurred to me to change the direction. Avatar, changing who we serve, because there are people that will pay different amounts depending upon who they are. So it's not direction of the business, it's just the avatar, right? I'm wasting my skills and it's so demotivating and stressful. This makes it a little bit exciting. Okay, cool. Right. Very cool. Let's see what's the Q&A. Frankie says, did you like Chicago? I was there for maybe like a month or two, right? For the University of Chicago Summer Scholars Program. It was in the summer, so obviously it was great. And then they had that winter that like hurts your bones, and I haven't been back since, but I appreciate you asking. Frank says, this is not a sales call. That means the opposite nowadays. Yeah. Zach says, what is this? I go, this is StreamYard. Frankie says, have you found any algorithm pushback because of the mass amount of posts and Capital Attention? No, because I'm not trying to get views or go viral. This is for people who are already interested, who are going to click it, and then that will be a conversion mechanism. So I don't care if there's like no views on it or 2 views or 2 interactions. It's just there so people can see it. It's not necessarily an outgoing asset or anything like that. Anthony, what's going on, my man, says we changed our funnel to something similar to does your marketing agency sucks for a year, and it gave us the worst clients on demand. Correct. Yeah. Does your marketing agency suck? Yes. Great. You should be my client. No. No. We do not want those people as clients, right? Those people need a lot of psychological counseling. They're not great to work with, right? And you can see it here. If your marketing agency sucks, you're like, I was thinking about just not doing marketing at all. I was thinking about doing email or landing page or A/B testing or CRO or something else. Holy shit, bro. So yeah, human beings that move towards your goal. So that's the important thing. Here's the next thing that's also important. Your IG is your landing page. Your landing page is not your landing page. Nobody fucking watches your thank you page videos. Nobody cares. They're not saving that. They're not like, oh, thank God for giving me 8 hours of videos to watch. This is amazing. Not going to fucking happen. No. They're not saving your thank you page. They're not going back to it. You're not going to get what you expected to get from taking all your great work and putting it on a thank you page. That might as well be at the bottom of the barrel of the trash by your desk. Hoping somebody opens up your trash and says, this is the most amazing script ever. You should be doing movies. That's what you're doing to yourself. Fucking idiots. We all know everyone checks out your IG all the time. And there you are putting your best work at the bottom of the trash can. Put it out in front, bro. So again, your best work goes here. And you see me just talk about it. We got green screens where I'm like, look how cool we are, right? We even got talking heads where I purposefully disassemble objections, objection handling content. It's amazing. Absolutely great. If you want to have a good time, take a sales call. And a couple minutes before the sales call, say, hey, I'm running 5 minutes behind. I'll see you at 2:05. In the meantime, I'm going to tag you on a couple of reels and watch them. They're like 90 seconds, and I'll see you then. Cool. Now they're going to watch the reels you tag them on, which are objection handling reels that destroy the objection before it comes up. Oh my God. How crazy is that? Right? Also, the content you put on here should be based into your awareness stages. Yeah. Most aware, unaware, product aware, solution aware. All that stuff, right? All 5 stages. If you don't know the 5 stages, go back to marketing school. That's what I'm talking about. All of this is built upon my working with my avatar. So when someone watches, they go, damn, Jeff knows what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah. Even when I get fat-faced and eat food I'm not supposed to. This is Indian food, by the way. This is the Indian food look. I'm allergic to it, and I still eat it. It takes like 3 days for me to deflame. But this is what we're talking about, right? This kind of stuff. Destroying people's objections, awareness stages, results. It's like a full-on marketing campaign. That's right, because your IG is your landing page, dummies. Not your landing page. Your landing page belongs on Instagram, and you know it. You've just been too ashamed to admit it. That's how this stuff works, not the other way around. Ideally, the avatar, you build out the 10 to 15 pages. Using that, you have created content around each awareness stage. That content can be communicated by long-form text, long-form video, short-form text, or short-form video. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Or even medium. You get what I'm saying. Right? It doesn't have to be focusing just on reels and shares and exposure. No, man. IG is your landing page. Yeah. That's how that stuff works. Yeah. Great tips. How to use IG? I love Indian food. Yeah, dude, my body hates it, but my brain loves it. Ooh, know exactly what to get, and every time it just ruins me, inside and outside. I get like my neck swells up. I get this, whatever the fuck happens here. I think my lymph nodes get bigger. It's hilarious to look at, and uncomfortable to experience. But that's what I'm talking about here. Like clearly, all I did was take a green screen of a client result, pointed to it. That's it. Signed a client the next day. Ain't too hard, ladies and gents. Look at that. Here's what's fun. I want more $1,000 a day clients. So what do I start talking about on my IG? You see what I mean? Here's a fun one. I'm talking about marketing messaging. And I put a headline to grab attention. 19-year-old boys love my ads and I hate them for it. Ooh, what the fuck does that mean? Pales in comparison to here's why I can't afford a Rolls Royce anymore. Yeah, that's just to grab attention. It's one of the awareness stages. And what is that green screen of? Client results. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, motherfuckers. This is how you do it. Store Guard says, maybe I missed the first part, so you don't even regularly use opt-in pages. I use opt-in pages. At the end of the thank you page, I go, hey, thanks for signing up. By the way, click the button below. Follow me and DM me on IG for a freebie. So they follow me, they DM me, I give them a freebie. Look at that. Now we're getting show rates that are increasing. They go through this, they're like, wow, you really know what the fuck you're doing, right? They go through this, they go through this. They deep dive, they have a good time. All on easily tracked platforms. Yes. And here you are fighting like custom conversions and Cappy. Really not necessary, you know what I mean? And we all know that if we interact through posts and messaging and IG lives and all that, the chances of them seeing my stuff increase through ads and organic. Might as well use it. Frankie says, so Jeff Miller marketing is meant for organic reach. So people click on capital attention, they learn more while staying on IG. Yeah. And the algorithm does not like it when you take people off the app. Yeah. You see what I mean? That's how this stuff is supposed to work. And my profile is still like 70 to 80%. Like it's close. Not great. It's close enough. I think I need more positioning, more social proofing. Like I need to like hang out with people who have like a Lamborghini or some shit, some version of that. Probably funded 529 plans. I don't know. Really wish I got that PhD now. This would be so cool. PhD in finance, doing marketing. Oh, wow. Right. But you get what I'm saying. Just from words on your Instagram alone, you can properly place your profile and your advertisements on the right side of Instagram, the right side of Facebook, on the right side of the internet. So stuff simply works. Not too hard, not too challenging. So with that being said, ladies and gents, I'm going to open the floor up to questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, and ideas. If there are no questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas, then Eleanor and I will be having a fun time of me fighting her, trying to feed her the 3 ounces that she refuses to eat. Because that's what babies do. But in the meantime, ask whatever questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, or ideas that pop up into your head. And then we'll take it from there. Ramesh.visual says, no one is watching your yapping. Ramesh, thank you so much. I appreciate the love, my man. I do want to say it's an honor and a pleasure to be roasted by somebody who has such little success in their life. I appreciate that very, very much. I will tell all my friends and all my family that you have gone ahead and made an impact in the world and made it a much better place. But like I said, you got any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, let me know. Store Guard says, wouldn't it be better to mention your business results rather than your qualifications, right? So that's a fair response, right? Shouldn't I mention how successful I am some way, somehow? You can. I said, I'm going to do my qualifications as an education. Other people do their qualifications as results, right? So some people will say average return on ad spend 8.64. Top 100 people in the marketing world work with me. Recommended by God himself. Either of those is okay. I just made the decision to say, I'm going to do my education. And then maybe that'll change later, but it could be either or for now. That's totally okay. Frankie says, how to get over the mindset of not wanting to put out the best stuff on organic? I think it would cannibalize the product in reality. 99% of the product people won't put in. Okay, so when I say the best stuff, I don't mean your program or your product. That's something different, right? I don't mean your program or your product. I mean your best stuff, which up to could be and including your comms, your communications, your proof, your testimonials, your results, your processes, how you think about stuff, your long form, your short form. That is totally separate than your paid program. What's interesting, by the way, is our paid program is not supposed to be our best stuff, right? Our paid program is supposed to be the accountability and coaching that they need to achieve X result faster with higher quality. Very different philosophies here. So as an example, I can do a 1 hour long video essay on YouTube, breaking apart and digesting the best landing pages in the business and the industry. Now, I would alter them for different industries and niches based upon expertise, education, avatar, offer, right? That is separate than my program on how to build landing pages. Very different. My best stuff is different than the coaching and accountability and time shortcut and quality improvement by working and studying underneath me. So this was the lie that we've been told, like most people don't put into action. Most people fucking do, right? But your best stuff is not necessarily your program. The program is different. You can put out amazing work consistently, right? So for example, Frankie, I've got my program Capital Attention. It's not on my IG. You know what I mean? It's not. I've got clients doing $1 million a month. It's on their IG, but their IG looks great and it's their best work, which is again different than your paid program. And it may take a while to separate the two. You'll get there. So that kind of stuff. So that said, I got to boogie off. I got to go kick some butt, take some names. I got some ads to run. Peace out, everybody. Bye.